So I'm gonna do a small little video here, finishing. I did a little series of videos on Jean-Paul Sartre a little bit of a while back, and I want to fit. I was one little thing I forgot to do. That was about the gaze of the other. He also has a little writing which is called "Hell is Other People," and I do want to do a video about that at some point. But it's related to the gaze of the other. That's one little thing I want to discuss here. If you want to see those, you can go to my Existentialism in Life playlist, and you can see those. So a gaze, this is basically where Sartre talks about us seeing others, like the subject, the phenomenological subject, whether being for others, being for itself, or being in bad faith or not, it's whatever. A gaze, being subjected to the gaze of the others, becomes it's a means to deny one's own subjecthood, and it's a battleground of the self to define or redefine yourself. So this is kind of where the being for others and the being for itself comes in. To be a person in authenticity, in a state of authenticity where you are authentic with who you are as yourself. There's basically a thing where you have this fight, or this struggle to figure out who you are, to define yourself, because when you see others, this gaze of the others into this, what Husserl might say, an intersubjective world of others, and how, that's going to cause problems for you, because you're going to try to figure out or define yourself amongst what you see in this gaze. The gaze is outside of our control, and it objectifies us and robs us of our freedom as the subject. Sartre says that we can still have freedom. I did do a video about freedom and transcendence. So the gaze can have a dire effect on us, but only if we let it. According to Sartre, that's my words, not his, but he says that we do have a path to being free. We do have a way of being free amongst the issues of bad faith, the issues of inauthenticity, and the issues of anxiety and nothingness, and that kind of thing. So this gaze of the other is going to basically peer into ourselves and cause us problems, and to figure out our own selfhood, and figure out our identity, and rob us of our freedom, but only if we allow it to. The gaze is always going to happen. It's outside of our control, but we have the power of how we let that affect us. We can let it affect us to where we are in a state of bad faith following that, and we can let it affect us direly to a state where we don't have any freedom, no possible transcendence, or we can understand what this gaze of the other means for us, and still try to define ourselves, but not let it really bring our whole selfhood into non-identity. We don't have to let it bring ourselves into nothingness. We can still maintain a selfhood that is, of course, secondary to otherness, but we can still allow ourselves to have a selfhood and have a identity, and we can still have freedom, only if we do it a certain way. Now, this is kind of my my expounding upon this stuff, but that's kind of the basic thing. Let me know if I butchered this or left anything out, and thank you very much. I appreciate all of you.